This is a fair use. This is a copyright edition for Emmy Sagittarius Arm. We're not breaking any rules. Truth sounds like hate to those who hate the truth. What the Mandela effect is, it's a mind trick. It's a deception. Hello, my name is Jose Martinez and I'm affected with the Mandela effect. I was watching the show today. Today is October 1st, I guess, 2022. This show called Open Your Reality with Chad. The guest speaker was Brian Stavely. And he got a dose of reality from the multiverse.
You give me your take on it. I think we do live in a multiverse. And the only reason why I come to that conclusion is where my past memories come from. But saying that, I think also that it's a quantum effect that the multiverse is being played out with all our doppelgangers all at the same time. So every scenario that you could think of, any permeation of reality that you could think of is being played out in real time.
When you said doppelgangers, you mean doppelgangers within this reality, like 5 other guys that look just like me on Earth, or you mean in the different multiverses, each one?
In the different multiverses. So you have this going on within the multiverse. We're basically photons of energy, and we're just energy packets at the quantum scale. So you look at this. Why all this drama? Well, I only come to the conclusion, it doesn't matter if you're good or bad. We're like a battery. We're the food source. That's a conclusion I came to. That's my opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'll comment on that. I've made videos on the channel before talking about the multiverse, just as you posed it, that there's almost like an infinite number of multiverses with our doppelgangers in each one. And in each one, we're slightly different. My main question to you would be, do you believe that what he said is true, that there's a multiverse where we have a doppelganger, almost like an infinite number of multiverses where we're different? Maybe there's one where you died when you were a child. Maybe there's one where you became president. Maybe there's, you know what I'm saying?
Interesting. I mean, that could be going on. Man, this one number just keeps calling. Guys, please, 715. We're trying to talk here. I was trying to figure out how to shut that down. It's not my favorite idea, but it is interesting. And I talk to a lot of people that do believe in the multiverse, and or people that believe it, kind of like there's different versions of us in each one of these multiverses, and like we're like an avatar kind of bouncing around in between them. That's why we see some of the differences in reality that we do. It's pretty interesting. There's different versions of us in each one of these multiverses, and like we're like an avatar kind of bouncing around in between them. That's why we see some of the differences in reality that we do. It's pretty interesting.
It is interesting to me, and it's like maybe. I'm sorry. So let me just say that maybe the Mandela effect could be that we're switching our point of perspective from one of these timelines into another, but it still doesn't make sense why there's this residue.
See again, residual evidence is unwittingly left by us. Again, we know this because, for one thing, it's impossible for the globes, atlases, maps, encyclopedias, our house, your car, your furniture, Bible verses, logos, products, and movies to change overnight. And secondly, it's impossible for anyone to bring anything physical with them as their soul shifts. Only the spirit can travel the quantum flux that allows our souls to coalesce into these replica versions of ourselves. So what else can explain what's going on, and why so often? Again, it's the shifting, coalescing regularly into completely different replica versions of yourself that was born the same day you were, on a completely different Earth, at a completely different location within the Milky Way galaxy.
So it's hard to put everything together. I'm sorry, caller. Go ahead, please.
Sorry about that. I think, like, just imagine if there was a multiverse and what's going on with our doppelganger. He's going through exactly what we went through, where our consciousness got shifted. And on that planet, the things that they are on that reality, things that they see are the opposite of what we see here. And so he's just going through the same thing that we're going through, only from his point of view, uh, and um, and so I do think there's but
So how do we
down to the
recognize
point
it?
of
Does that mean we're connected like consciously with our other selves in the other multiverse? How are we recognizing okay.
And I also would think I also think that our consciousness, when you go ahead and you catch synchronicity, at that point you can kind of pick up that, hey, I see the simulation and I'm actually interacting with it with our consciousness. I don't know if that's the case, but it almost seems that way to me.
Mm-hmm.
So I think you can kind of pick up a little bit of what's going on when you catch synchronicity. Most people say coincidence. I don't.
I agree, dude. I mean, whether it's aliens or gods or some sort of Terminator robot, I mean, whatever's in control of this reality is definitely feeding off our fear and our pain, dude. I mean, that's very obvious.
Yep.
Well, congratulations, Brian Staveley. You just debunked yourself on the Mandela effect. Because he always said that things are changing supernaturally, like magic. No, he just debunked himself. It's differences, not changes. Well, folks, you heard it from the horse's mouth, but I'm sure he'll deny it tomorrow.